In Silicon Valley, looking like the future can be almost as powerful as building it. And for a while, Theranos looked exactly like the future. The company promised something extraordinary: blood tests from just a tiny finger prick sample. Faster, cheaper, less painful, and more accessible than traditional testing. It sounded like the kind of breakthrough that could change healthcare forever. Investors believed it. Powerful names backed it. Big partners took it seriously. And at one point, Theranos was valued at around $9 billion. But behind that image, the reality was very different. Because the company that looked too legit to fail was built on a promise that, according to regulators and prosecutors, was nowhere close to what it claimed to be. This is the story of Theranos. Theranos was founded in 2003 by Elizabeth Holmes. Her pitch was simple and powerful. Instead of taking multiple vials of blood, Theranos would use a tiny drop from a finger prick and run a wide range of tests on its own machine. It was a perfect startup story. If it worked, it could make blood testing easier, cheaper, and more available to millions of people. Theranos wasn't just selling technology, it was selling a better future. The branding was clean. The messaging was bold. Holmes was presented as a visionary founder. Everything about the company felt serious, modern, and important. Because in startups, people often see the story before they see the proof. And Theranos told a story people wanted to believe. Part of what made Theranos so convincing was that it didn't look messy or suspicious. It didn't look like fraud. It looked like a real company solving a real problem. That was the power of it. According to the SEC, Theranos claimed its proprietary technology could run comprehensive blood tests from fingerstick samples. But regulators later said the company's own analyzer could perform only a small number of tests, while most patient tests were actually being run on modified commercial machines made by other companies. That gap between what was promised and what was real is the heart of the story. In 2015 and 2016, scrutiny around Theranos intensified. Federal regulators identified serious problems at the company's lab. In 2016, CMS imposed sanctions, including revoking the lab certificate and banning its owners and operators from running another lab for at least 2 years. Then the Walgreens partnership began to fall apart. Theranos had placed its wellness centers inside Walgreens stores, which made the company look even more legitimate to the public. But as problems grew, that relationship collapsed too, and the Theranos testing centers inside Walgreens were shut down. In 2018, the SEC charged Theranos, Elizabeth Holmes, and Sunny Balwani with what it described as a massive fraud. The agency said they raised more than $700 million from investors through false and misleading statements about the company's technology, business, and financial performance. Then came the criminal case. In 2022, Holmes was convicted on charges related to defrauding investors. She was later sentenced to more than 11 years in federal prison. That sentence turned the Theranos story from a startup failure into one of the most infamous fraud cases in Silicon Valley history. If you enjoy stories like this, subscribe.